Since 2007, Roger Federer has reigned as the world's highest-paid tennis player. But while the 42-year-old Swiss ace is still collecting an estimated $90 million a year, his retirement last September means that one of his old rivals now wears the crown as the sport's top earner, with an heir apparent looking increasingly ready to seize the throne. Novak Djokovic is the new champion of Forbes' annual tennis earnings list, hauling in an estimated $38.4 million before taxes and agents' fees over the past 12 months. No other active player can match his total on the court, $13.4 million from prize money, or off the court, an estimated $25 million from endorsement deals, appearance fees, and licensing and memorabilia income. But Carlos Alcaraz, who outlasted Djokovic in an epic Wimbledon final in July to claim his second Grand Slam title, is not far behind by either measure. The 20-year-old Spanish phenom raked in $31.4 million over the past 12 months, including $11.4 million on the court and an estimated $20 million off it. 1. Novak Djokovic, $38.4 million. When the U.S. Open begins on August 28, Djokovic returned to the Flushing Meadows for the first time in 2 years. After missing the 2022 tournament, as well as that year's Australian Open, because of his decision to forego the COVID-19 vaccine. While the 36-year-old Serb fell to Carlos Alcaraz in a 5-set thriller at Wimbledon in July and has surrendered the ATP Tour's No. 1 ranking, he held off Alcaraz in this month's Western Amp Southern Open final, and his triumphs in the year's first 2 majors gave him 23 Grand Slam singles titles for his career, a men's record. Djokovic, who bolstered his endorsement portfolio with the addition of Waterdrop beverages in January, has career pre-tax earnings of more than $510 million, according to Forbes estimates, including an ATP Best $172 million in prize money. Two. Carlos Alcaraz, $31.4 million. Alcaraz enters the U.S. Open as the tournament's reigning champion, the most recent major winner after his Wimbledon victory, and the sport's top-ranked player, all at age 20s, with his nationality and his reputation on clay courts naturally generating comparisons to Rafael Nadal. Sponsors, including Louis Vuitton and Calvin Klein, are rushing to sign a player they believe could similarly dominate the sport in the years to come. Alcaraz has also been able to raise his appearance fees as he emerges as an attendance draw, and he was scheduled to face Nadal in a lucrative exhibition match in Las Vegas in March that was cancelled because of injuries to both players. But Alcaraz revealed last month that he has another potential pairing in mind for the two players, joining forces on a doubles team at the 2024 Paris Olympics. Three. Iga Swiatek, $22.4 million. $0.4 million. Swiatek's French Open victory in June gave her 4 career Grand Slam singles titles, tying her with Naomi Osaka for second among active women's players. Behind Venus Williams, who has 7, the 22-year-old Polish star has also been the WTA Tour's top-ranked player for more than 70 straight weeks. Only 9 women's players have spent more time at No. 1 across their entire careers. Away from the court, Swiatek has been building out her endorsements after signing last September with powerful agency IM, adding deals this year with Oshi Sports Drinks, ON Shoes and Apparel, and Visa. Four. Daniil Medvedev, $20.1 million. Medvedev, who resides in Monaco, has been able to successfully walk the marketing tightrope that Russian-born players have faced since their country's invasion of Ukraine last year. The 2021 U.S. Open champion and former world No. 1 unveiled a signature logo in January that appears on a line of apparel and shoes from Lacoste, one of his 9 long-term sponsors. Medvedev has also started working with Raw Q, a brand of energy bars co-founded by his wife, Daria. Five. Rafael Nadal, $15.5 million. After a 2022 season that featured 2 Grand Slam titles, Nadal has been sidelined since this year's Australian Open with a hip injury that required surgery in June. The 37-year-old Spaniard has said 2024 will likely be his final year of tennis, which would bring to an end an incredible career that has included 22 major titles, and, as with Djokovic's, more than $510 million in pre-tax earnings. Only Djokovic has earned more than Nadal's $135 million in prize money. Tennis's sponsorship system, in which apparel sponsors like Nike and racket sponsors like Babolat typically reduce their rates for players who fall in the rankings or miss big tournaments with injuries, means Nadal is likely earning considerably less this year than in 2022. Still, he recently began a partnership with Subway, appearing in ads alongside NBA star Stephen Curry, and in January he invested in the E1 Series, a new electric raceboat league. Six. Emma Raducanu, $15 million. Raducanu is just returning to the practice court after having surgery on both hands as well as her ankle this year. She will also have a new coach after parting ways with her 5th in 2 years in June as she tries to get back to the form that saw her win an unexpected title at the 2021 US Open. That championship run at age 18 came with a flood of endorsements, including Dior, HSBC, and Porsche. And even when she's not playing, she can offer sponsors more than 3 million followers across Instagram, Facebook, and X. A 2022 report by data firm Sponsor United found she had the highest average engagement on her branded posts of any female tennis player. Seven. Coco Gauff, $15.2 million. Gauff won the City Open in Washington, D.C., her first career singles title on U.S. soil and the biggest of her young career. And she followed it up with an even bigger victory at the Western Amp, Southern Open outside Cincinnati. Perhaps a magical run at the U.S. Open is next for the 19-year-old American, who is ranked 6th in the world in both singles and doubles and has already appeared in a Grand Slam final at last year's French Open. Gauff has taken a slow and steady approach to building her business alongside her agents at Team and her parents. Father Corey, who coaches her, and Mother Candy, who homeschooled her. But she has added 3 partnerships this year with accounting firm Baker Tilly, Bose, and UPS. Eight. Casper Ruud, $14 million. Ruud's 2022 was so good, with 3 tournament titles plus runner-up finishes at the French Open, the US Open, and the ATP Finals, that his still relatively strong 2023 has felt like a bit of a letdown. Don't count out the 24-year-old in Flushing Meadows, though, particularly after he made a second straight appearance in the final at Roland Garros in June. This year, Ruud became a global ambassador for Samsonite and tacked on sponsor deals with 2 Scandinavian brands, Vitamin Well Beverages and Salmar Farmed Salmon. Nine. Naomi Osaka, $12 million. Osaka hasn't played a competitive match since September 2022, first because of injuries and then because of pregnancy. But after giving birth in July, the 25-year-old is aiming to return to the court at the Australian Open in January. She wasted no time getting back to training. She was seen doing drills in Los Angeles just 15 days after her daughter was born. Osaka, who was raised in the U.S., but was born in Japan and represents that country internationally, earned more than $15 million in each of the last 2 years, and while her extended hiatus has knocked that number down, she still has a long list of corporate partners. That includes Victoria's Secret, which announced a design collaboration with her in February, and new addition Bobby Baby Formula. And in April, her media company, Hanakuma, raised $15 million. 10. Jessica Pegula $10 million. Pegula is the epitome of a late bloomer, shooting from no. 83 in the WTA Tour singles rankings 3 years ago to no. 3. The top American, 3 spots ahead of doubles partner Coco Gauff. Off the court, the 29-year-old is the founder of skincare line Ready and signed with talent agency GSE Worldwide in November to expand a sponsor portfolio that includes Adidas, Yonex, and Ready Nutrition. The daughter of billionaire Buffalo Bills and Sabres owners Terry and Kim Pegula, she also published an essay in the Players Tribune in February about her mother's long recovery from a cardiac arrest last year.